Growing up as a pastor's daughter. Growing up as a pastor's daughter, it wasn't easy. And I still feel like it's not easy up to this day. I got stuck with the label known to every pastor's kid. I used to get frustrated when I was introduced to others as pastor so and so daughter or major so and so daughter rather than my actual name. Like, hey, this is Anthonette. You know, it used to annoy me because, like, I don't want to be pastors, so and so daughter. I want to be me. I want you to address me as me. And I struggle with the overloaded expectations placed on me as a result of that status. It's like people expect me to be the perfect little Christian girl, the saint, the angel, you know, just expect me to be, I don't know. And the truth is, all I wanted to do or to be was normal like everyone else. Like, I did not want to live a life where people watch every single thing I do. It's like I couldn't do or say anything without being judged. If anything, my pride um rendered me incapable of being honest, if I should say so. I was afraid if I was completely honest and open about my sinful struggles or doubts, it would reflect badly on my parents. So basically, I was focused on how people will see my parents rather than my happiness. I used to always say this to my parents. I was like, I wonder if them people think I just fell out the sky and boom, came on this earth, you know, because I'm supposed to be so perfect. I'm not supposed to have any struggles. I'm not supposed to go through anything. I'm just supposed to be this little church girl with no faults, just innocence. Well, that's what I thought. At the end of the day, I'm only human and I bleed too when I fall. My life isn't different. Not because my parents have a status or a title. It means that I am supposed to live up to their title. I have to live for me too. I have to make decisions for myself too. I have to go through my struggles as well. So, I don't know. And I know a lot of pastors' children can relate to my story because we do go through a lot. I feel like once your parents have like a certain title or status in society, they are going to judge you because I know that teachers, children go through the same thing. Judges, prime ministers, governors, ministers. Like, I know that we all go through the same thing because there's always someone right there to judge. I know in general you are going to have people that judge you, even if you're not a pastor's child or a minister's child or a teacher's child. I know that we still get judged regardless of what, because that's just what people are there to do, or that's just what life is like. You are going to be judged no matter what. Someone is going to judge you. But I'm just speaking right now as a pastor's child. We go through a lot, and it do affect us mentally as well, or it can affect us mentally as well, because you have some people that just don't care, while you have some that have to care a little, you know, like myself. I used to feel like my parents were putting the church over me, and it was always about saving souls, attending weekly meetings, Bible study, prayer meeting, women's meeting, youth groups, visitations, open air meetings. Like, it was always something to do. And I felt like all my attention was just, it was just taken away from me by strangers, basically. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know my parents love me and I know that they care for me so much. But some nights I just wanted to sit and have like nice conversation with my parents. I just wanted to tell them about my day, ask them about their day, you know, just have that nice daughter parents conversation. And I couldn't because they were too tired. Like, they were tired. My parents work very, very hard. And they were just tired. And I had to understand that. Well, now that I've grown, or now that I've passed that stage, I understand. But at first I did not understand it, and I don't think I could have understand at that time because I was not allowing myself to understand, and I was depressed. And I mean, they would take me out. They would go places. We would go to restaurants to eat. We would go here and there and now and again. But to me, it was just not enough. It was just not enough. The congregation. The congregation had so much to say about me. Even when they knew nothing about me, they had so much to say about me. And it's crazy because the things that they were saying about me, or the things that they thought would have happened to me, didn't. And instead it happened to their children. And it's so funny to look back at how they said I would get pregnant. They said I would, do the worst. And at the end of the day, first of all, I'm here. Only fat I have, or only baby I have is my little doggy. And the fat in my belly right here. That's it. I'm still doing me. But I'm good. Until this day, I do have people that just assume things about me. And I don't really like that because I don't want you to assume. I want you to ask me. Or I want you to talk to me instead of assuming and going with what you assume or what you've heard. I rather to be confronted about it and say, hey, Anthonette, I hear this and this about you. Is it true? Let me to be the one to tell you yes or no. Because people always add something to their story. They never just give you the story the right way. It really used to bother me when people would talk about me. But as I grew older, it's just like, listen, if you're going to talk about me and I hear that you talk about me, I'm going to confront you. I'm going to be the bigger one to confront you. So whatever you said behind my back, say it in front of my face. Let me tell you if it's so or if it's not. I remember I did confront a member. I'm like, all right, so I heard you said this about me. Do you know it for yourself? Or is it something that you're assuming, or because you see me with this person, or because you see me there, if you see me whatever, you're just coming to your own conclusion. Don't do that. Like, come to me, because I could handle it now. Things that would get me depressed and sad back then cannot get me depressed and sad now, because this time I can defend myself, and I'm not afraid to speak my truth, because at the end of the day, no one is perfect. And at the end of the day, it's like, you're not gonna judge me at the end of the day. So why should I be afraid to speak my truth? If I want to speak my truth to you, I am going to tell you. I don't believe in hiding things, because at the end of the day, and one thing I've noticed about us, especially Black people, we are afraid to share our stories. We're afraid to let people know certain things about us because we feel like we're going to be judged. And I've realized that especially Americans, they're very open with their story. They're very vulnerable, and they're very, I don't know, but I just love that about them, because they share their stories. And who knows, like, whatever I share can help someone else. So I don't like to not share my stories. And I'm not ashamed of anything that I've ever done. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not ashamed of it, because whatever I've done made me into the woman that I am today. And I'm proud of it. Trust me. You see, people are quick to judge us as pastors' children. And most times they don't pay attention to their own. This happens in general. Like, people in general, we're just like that. Like, we could always see what someone is not doing or what someone is doing, but we're not seeing what our own is not doing, or what they're doing. And it's sad. I think that we should drink some water and mind our business, right? Cheers. Instead of praying for us, instead of motivating us, instead of talking to us, the first thing they want to do is talk down on us, bring us down, discuss us with other people, paint a picture of us, or a bad picture of us. Like, they wouldn't take the time out to say, let me pray for her, let me talk to her, let me motivate her, and it's sad. It's really sad, I mean, as I said, things like these, It doesn't bother me now because I'm older, but back then it did contributed to my depression. But through it all, I've learned to forgive. I've learned to move on. Not forget, but I've learned to move on from situations. And I've learned to just speak up for myself and don't allow people to make me feel like I'm the worst person in the world. I've learned to accept things that cannot be changed. And as I said, most of all, I've learned to move on from situations. And this is why I share my story with the world.